We're back, people. So this is 4K 60, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe the 4K 60 does. So I can see it has the eye tracking and face recognition. That's what 4K 120 doesn't have. And I'm not sure if this has the 1.1 crop and whatever it is. But whatever, this is cool. We're gonna run this one, but it's shorter time frame. Like this is only 30 minutes on a clear express card. Anyway, it's late. I think it's late. Is it late? What time is it? Yeah. So can you see that? It's 10:20. It's let's say Thursday night. So we kind of messed up. We were supposed to do bench and deadlift today, but my benching has been all out of whack. It's going back to normal next week. So tonight, we're also doing Sunday through Thursday. We're doing 5 days a week. I'm just not resting enough. So like I'm gonna dial down to 5 days a week. But that means I have to tag along a compound movement. So what I think I'm gonna do is so Sunday through Thursday. So Wednesday I would do, because Thursday ends my training week. So Wednesday I'm gonna do deadlifts and bench and kill my upper body. And then on Thursday, which would end my week, I would blow out my lower body with squats. And then Friday, Saturday we rest, and then Sunday we're back at it. So that's the goal right now. So we're already warm. We took Bree. There's a few guys left in the gym right now. But we got a squat. I think we have a top set of 3 on squats, which I'm aiming for 170. And then I have back downs, and then I have a single on deadlifts as well, which I'm going to see where we can cap that, because that's going to be interesting too, lower body movements. But we'll see. We're rolling with it. And we'll see how it goes. So we'll catch you guys under the bar. Alright, so we just finished with squats. We didn't do back downs because we have to deadlift as well. We'll get the deadlift bar set up. Not bad, not good. Deadlift seems to be moving okay. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna go too crazy tonight with back downs, because on squats I had a 4x2. I only did 2x2 because I know I have to do another lower body movement. Like I said, this week's kind of janky, so we're kind of adapting. As long as the main number can go up and some back down sets, because now I got to smash pretty much a lower and a posterior chain workout right now. So I'm not going to look to go too crazy on the compounds, because I am going to kind of fry out on the accessories. So we're loading deadlift up right now. We're shooting up pretty fast because we're already pre-warm from squats. So we'll see how that goes. We're gonna cap it at 180. I was just talking to Drew. It moved like really great on camera, but honestly, it felt like a 9. And it moved ridiculously fast. But like I said, this is really out of pocket right now in terms of like training. I'm not supposed to be doing 2 lower movements the same day. So we're gonna cap it there. Can I go up? Probably, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I gotta work on accessories right now. I'm probably gonna do, I'm trying to think. I'll probably do reverse hypers. Like I said, today's a really out of pocket movement, so I'm not gonna record too much on the accessories because it's not what I'm normally gonna be doing. But like I use these days where I don't normally, like this isn't how I normally train. I'll use it to do like a movement I don't normally do. So like reverse hypers, I don't do too much. But like today, since I'm like, fuck it, I'm off program anyway, I'm gonna do something I don't normally do. Nothing crazy, not gonna fucking blow anything out, but we're gonna use that to see maybe if we develop a new movement in terms of like activation or what I like more, and we'll run with it. So we'll see what we do next. All right, cool. We're done. Yeah, so the 4K 60 is great because it tracks my face. So I'm gonna take the center locking off. There's people behind me. That's weird. So I'm gonna take the center locking off, but it's weird though because 4K 60 does less recording time. I gotta figure out why. I was watching like reviews on YouTube and they were saying why. Also like the SI, like the HVAC or whatever you call it, HVAC, not HVAC, the XAVC SI, and then just a regular 4K is very different. I gotta read into it. Like I said, I'm just using this camera, kind of running with it. It's nice to have like a just like such an overpowered camera. I put the first vlog up in which is it's already, if you're watching this, you probably saw the other one, but I put it live already. And can you see me? Wow, that's good, man. So I put it live already, and in 4K 120. I mean, playing it back, like I got a lot of messages already because a lot of people were curious to see the S3 how it performed at that ratio. And honestly, realistically, you can't you guys with those I don't know, people that were asking questions, you're not gonna, I don't think you see that, I don't think you can really see the 4K 120, but like on most monitors, I mean, even mine is way over the top. Not over the top, but like it's very, it's, I think it's an Mac AirBook Pro, whatever they're called. I'm not a Mac guy, Mike had gotten it for me. I'm really not a big Mac guy, but like I said, that is geared towards more, I guess, creators, you would say. And let me turn this down actually because I have the light on in the car. It's not bad, but the thing is, you guys are gonna move when I'm moving now. I gotta get a mount for the car, but like I was saying, maybe I'll just hold it. It's late anyway. I don't think anybody's out, but like I was saying, the low light is crazy phenomenal. Just for shits and giggles, the other night I cranked up the ISO, I think to about I'm actually gonna crank this up a little bit. Hold on, is this plus or minus? Please hold. All right, so I cranked up the ISO to about I think it was +2, and like something like this, and I shot the Jeep, and I was shooting at like 300,000 ISO, which is ridiculous. And again, like that's really extreme. But the goal with this camera was going to be not to overdo, or to do mainly just video on this. That was the goal with this. And then the goal with the R4 is not to dedicate it to the gym, or just shoots in general. Because like a handful of photos, I think it's like 50 or 60 photos, and I'm always shooting RAW, first of all, so don't ever ask that question, will take up, and I do need bigger SD cards on the R4, because I only have 264 gigs, but the writing speed, like megabytes per second, is crazy good. So but like I'll just get 128, I think, like SanDisk or some, whatever the brand is, because I have like those tough SD cards, and they're a waste of money. You're not gonna like run over an SD card. But yeah, so training's been going right well. So what I'm doing now is my training week starts on Sundays, and ends on Thursdays. We're doing 5 days a week. So, but now I have to crunch. I think I mentioned it before. I have to crunch two compound movements in one day. Which again, I'm not saying crunch like it's a discomfort, but I just have to be careful how I'm doing it, because the what's it called? I don't want to do I don't want to just work out and slam 2 compound movements in the day. The idea is to pair it. So Sunday's going to be a preliminary squat day. Tuesday's going to be bench. Wednesday's going to be deads. Oh no, see, actually, now that I'm thinking out loud, I got to change it, because I was doing squat, bench, dead, but then on now the 4th day, it was squat, bench, dead, 6 days a week. That's what I was running. But now I want to pair up bench and deadlift, so I can't. So maybe I'd have to. See, it's gonna be tough. I'm trying to think right now. So I'll probably do. You know what? I'm not even gonna try to figure it out now, because I'm starving. I'm hungry. But the idea is I am cramping it down to up here. I am gonna crunch it down to 5 days a week. Just get more rest time, more time with the camera too, because you got a lot of people want to see me do this stuff, and like I love it. I genuinely love it, because like I said, one way or another, I do want this stuff involved in my future. Whether it be, I wouldn't label career, but like even if it's just a hobby and I make no money with it, I still like doing it. I mean, because again, I kind of, I feel like I always, in my mind, even when I'm talking to people, I kind of teach the unforgotten words, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that egotistically. I humbly say that because I don't really share a lot with people just generally. I always said you really have to be in my corner for me to express how I'm really feeling and how I really want people to, or how I can help people. I only want certain people to win, right? Like that was always my motto. But realistically, I mean, I just keep talking to myself and doing this and doing that, and everybody can, you know, like your success, his success, her success doesn't depict mine. It doesn't make me win any less or you win any, like, you know, like everybody can win at the table. And like I said, realistically, this stuff, why I want to do YouTube specifically over Instagram and Twitter and all the other social media, and TikTok is bullshit, so shut up, is because you can't express a message on Instagram. You can, to a certain extent. You can't really decipher a tone unless I'm telling you to think a certain direction. You can't really decipher that type of tone. So, you know, what was the gap, or how can you bridge that, right? It's video, right? It's YouTube. Or not even YouTube, even if it was just video on Instagram. But I figure if I'm going to be doing that, I may as well complete the circle and do YouTube. So that's my idea on that. And like I said, I'm just going to try to. It's weird because I've kept my life very, very private from literally 17 to maybe this past year. Very off of social media, very to myself, built in silence, right? Like the whole pack. I mean, we got the GTR, we've had plenty other cars before that. I mean, when I first started coming out of my shell is when I bought my S2000 cash. I did track events. I met numerous people, and at the track events, there were only older guys. There were no younger guys, because most younger guys can't afford track events. They're like $500-$600 an event. Car maintenance alone after that, like brakes, rotors, oil, all, like if anything goes wrong, God forbid. So like I was already living a little better, but that's because of the position I put myself in with detailing and the business and just work in general. Not business aside, just work in general. I separated myself from the pack because I knew how I wanted to live, and I wasn't going to let anybody stop me. But now that I learned a little better, I kind of went through my ego years in terms of like, no one's doing it better than me. I'm younger, doing it better, this and that. Like, you label it. I was saying it. I mean, because I was young. I had the cars. You know, we had the fitness. Like, I had it all behind me, right? I was building my dream life, and still currently am, but more humbly now more than ever. Just because you never, you know, like, you can't compare yourself to other people's chapter. You can't compare yourself to other people's book. It's a little, you know, it's definitely humbling. I mean, because I meet now people who are younger than me, and doing better than me, right? And there's few and far between, but they're out there. There's people that are doing better than me, and that's what I want to like see. That's what I want to surround myself with. And now the whole point of this stuff is if I can push this message out, not this message, but just the message of my just like lifestyle, the life I'm leading, and everything. If I can just help a few people, I mean, you know what it was? I wanted to help just like one person, but now I'm like, you know what? I want to, like, whoever this can touch, whoever this can impact. If it makes you go into work the next day better, if it puts a smile on, you know, like I mess around, but if it puts a smile on your face, if it eases you from like anything, stress from parents, job, manager, boss, business, whatever, right? Whatever stress I can relieve you from, if it's any type of entertainment, then that's what I want to do, right? Even if it's just a distraction throughout your day, then that's what I want to do. And again, I pair this with the reason why fitness means so much to me is because when I started doing fitness, I kind of I grew out of my own body, right? Like I started getting confident. I started getting I started getting confident because I started getting comfortable with. I started accepting who I was and like how I can better myself, right? Physically, mentally, spiritually, in all forms, financially, right? But it started with like I have to be comfortable in my own skin, and what better way to do that than improving your physical structure? And that's really what did it for me. I mean, that's how I got introduced to Mo. Mo introduced me to the cameras, and I kind of already had that whole car lifestyle behind me, so I just got smart with training. I didn't really mess around on the first few takes. I started training pretty seriously the first year. I competed the first year I competed the first year I trained. If you want to put like how serious I was on it, I competed the first year I trained. And I haven't looked back since. And obviously things are a little weird now with COVID and like competition and this and that. But once everything starts getting clear and everything, I was talking with Taylor. I may even end up going down to Florida with him to record his meet. Like I'm trying to do all things I can, right? I'm trying to push my whole, right? I think my calling of life is to push boundaries in any way, shape, and form. And that's what I'm sticking to, you know, until I'm told to slow down or otherwise, then that's what I'm gonna keep doing. So we'll cap it here. It's literally 12:30. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see that. I don't know if that focused. I punched it down, but it's 12:36. We're heading home. We're gonna eat. And yeah, we'll pick back up tomorrow, gather my thoughts, and we'll keep it on that topic, how fitness changed and why I think everybody should just incorporate it one way or another. Not necessarily what I do or what Mikey does or what I teach or what whoever does in the gym, whoever in our circle, what we do. I mean, shit, for crying out loud, Mikey played D1 lacrosse, Kaylee played D1 basketball. I was going to play ball in high school, but I wasn't going to, I think you guys know that story. Like in terms of like why I didn't go to school, and if you didn't, I'll leave that link down in the description. But it's not a whole video, but as to like why I didn't go to school, but that's another topic. But like I was saying, we all come from athletic backgrounds, you know, and we have the very best in our facility. I mean, Oak opened up his own gym, but we had Oak, who was like from what I figured out, he was a world-class freaking track athlete. I didn't even know that until after he left our gym and opened up his own. Taylor, you guys all know who Taylor is. If you don't, yeah, wake up. Who else? I mean, Kaylee went to school for what's it called, her CSCS, so she's strength and competitive, and she has that background. And me, Mike, just with the athleticism and the coaches behind us. So we have a lot in our, and that's just to name a few, but we have a lot in our corner. And like, I feel like now it's our responsibility, or like, right, like take everybody else out of the situation. I'm putting the responsibility on myself to push that, like, I'm going to try to push that message out to help somebody one way or another. Even I kid around and call them the vegans, but Dom and Emily, 8 years, and they got their what's it called, their PT license. They're great people to know, and they compete in powerlifting as well. So like, we have endless support in our corner, and I just want to show people that. Like I tell people all the time, and we'll end it here because I'm turning on my street soon. but I don't want to know everything. I want a team that knows a little bit of everything. I don't need to know everything. I want to know people that know better, like more than me in certain fields. That way, realistically, when you look at the team, they're like, oh, they know a lot, or they know most of everything, right? That's the goal. We'll cap it there. We are not doing anything tomorrow. We'll be at the gym. So today is Thursday, so this is the ending of the training week, like I was just explaining at the start of the car ride. And this is the first week I'm doing it, so it's going to be weird, but the goal is to now shoot over the weekend and get content for the page. The idea is to shoot Friday, Saturday, and create content for the week, because I'm sure I can get that within the first few days now that I can fully focus. And we'll continue there. And then we'll pick up tomorrow, now that like tomorrow I can be relaxed and everything, on why training was so important to me. So we'll cap it there. I'll see you guys tomorrow. My hair's long. What's up, peeps? We're back. So, like I was saying, this is definitely punched in. But, like I was saying in the other clip about just fitness in general, that's going to be... By the way, we're at the gym. We're just at the fire escape. We're already up here. Fire escape. Not safe. Don't recommend. But like I was saying with fitness, yeah, it's changed a lot for me. I mean, that's why, like, it got me out of my shell. I mean, only when I started doing fitness did I start doing the camera stuff and everything. So I feel like I owe it to the cameras and social media that this is a part of my journey, realistically, because that's where it originated from. The cars, the S2000, the GTR, all this, all that all originated when I started tracking, when I started doing this, doing that. So that's not what broke me out of my shell, because that still separated me from audiences, like in terms of like and like a social aspect. I was still able to just do what I wanted to do, but at least now with the gym and this, and just even without the camera stuff, just even with the gym and running it in the counter and everything, it's forcing me to kind of step out of that introverted capacity. So it kind of forced me to start, like, not that I didn't care before, but just to care for the majority of the people instead of just like a few, instead of the fewer people in my circle. So that's why I expanded that. And I was kind of on edge for a while, and I still kind of am with social media, like, you know, because there's still a lot of bullshit out there. But there's bullshit in every category. There's bullshit in the car community, you know. There's bullshit in the GTR community, even within the States. It's just like a whole ego thing. And I don't understand why someone else's success or failure is like, it lines up with somebody, you know, like, if I win, it's as if like I'm stiffing, you know, like Mike winning somehow stiffs me, like, and then I get mad at Mike for that reason, or vice versa. Yeah, that's stupid. You're not doing what it takes or the effort to build it. So like, of course the opposite party is going to do better. So, but if there's one thing fitness taught me, is you leave all that bullshit at the door. You know, it's really you versus you. You know, you can put up the highlights, you can put up the strong lifts, you can put up this, you can put up that, but at the end of the day, you know how you're feeling. You know the train's going by. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but you guys, it's really you versus you in the gym, mentally, physically, on all standpoints. So it's exciting, really. That's why it kind of broke me out of my shell, and why I wanted to do what I wanted to do, you know? That's why I've been doing... It's kind of like stuff I've been doing already. It's just now people are coming into my life, and they're like, oh, I didn't know you had that car or this car. Like, even the other day, I brought the car, and they were like, oh, I didn't know you owned that car. And it's like, yeah, because I didn't want you to know, realistically. I kept it on the low up until this point. But that's just it, you know? It gave me that confidence now to start talking my shit, so to speak, you know? Like, and I don't care. It doesn't bother me when people talk shit. And by talk shit, I mean not put others down. By talk shit, I mean Like you're talking up your life, you're talking, you're boosting your ego a little bit, but that's fine, because if you got it, you got it. Like Taylor, best in the world, right? I mean, I told him, I was like, and he told me, he was like, this is the conversation that I had with him way back during quarantine. And I was like, I don't like talking about my life too much, unless, I mean, it's somebody I care about and me, then like I'll talk about problems and success and all that. But I was like, if it's somebody I don't really know, I don't really brag, I don't really do this, I don't really do that. And he told me, he's like, dude, you got to talk your shit sometimes to put people in their place. Not put people in their place, but like just to let people know that you are working, your ethic and all that. Again, and it's not an ego thing. It's just you're working hard and you want to show it off. And I was like, all right. And this is the general synopsis of the conversation, because it was literally like an hour conversation. And it was a great discussion. And I was like, you know what? I was like, you're right. And then that's, again, what pushed me, right? It's constantly drawing a line in the sand every morning. It's not just one morning I decided to buy a camera. Like, even every day, it's like, I mean, now that I've been off YouTube for a while, even still, like, usually I'm in the gym talking. I literally stepped out of the gym to have a conversation with you guys, because again, I haven't done it for a while, so like I'm very like, oh my god, people are watching. It's weird, right? But again, everything I do is not like, right? The reason why I don't have a problem doing everything I do is because I do it very low key. I do it in the shadows, and then I come out with the result. And that's what, again, to bring it back to fitness, that now I'm just doing it in the light. I'm showing people that, like, hey, we went through some shit. We did this, we did that. And we're able to push it. And realistically, that's why I think everybody should join the gym one way or another. Not to do what we're doing, not to do what, I don't do what Taylor does. Taylor doesn't do what I do. Mike doesn't do what Taylor does. Mike doesn't do what I do, right? But what is the general, right? What is the common denominator, so to speak? Is we're all bettering ourselves physically, mentally, like in multiple aspects. I mean, obviously not, well, for some can argue financially, like if this is their career, but you're just bettering yourself. So like all that bullshit, all the talk, all the this, all that gets left at the door, because it doesn't matter. Not that it doesn't matter, but you're all in there for the same reason, right? Doesn't matter the starting point, doesn't matter what chapter you're on, you're all, Taylor will push. I mean, I just got Nikki, my new client. Taylor is out there giving advice. Now, right, if Taylor really wanted to be egotistical and like this and this and that, which he's not, he would be like, all right, well, Nikki's just starting out, I don't need to give advice. Or John's not at that level, so I don't need to give advice. But that's not it, because Taylor knows he had to start somewhere too. I know that, he knows that, Mike knows that. So that's why, like, everyone at the gym, that's the reason why we carry that vibe, that, like the protect the vibe shit I always talking about. It's real life stuff. And that's why it's so important, because everybody starts different. Some are more ahead, some are more behind, some can't even get through the door. And that's my total, I guess, mission with this vlog. Is just get out there and just start doing it, right? Like, you're not gonna come to the gym and squat 700 pounds. I mean, even if you want to go to the female aspect, I told Nikki, I was like, you're not gonna get big and bulky lifting strong. I mean, lifting heavy, right? Like, you're not, unless you do it for years and years and years. You're not gonna look like Arnold the first week, first year, first decade. Like, that took a lifetime to develop. And I still don't know why that stigma is around. And I guess partially that has to do with like social media faults or whatever, to whatever extent. But just moral of the discussion is just to start, right? It pushed me out of my realm. It pushed me out of my comfort zone to do everything. To do everything that much better, I should say, because there was a lot of stuff I was already doing. But this whole camera stuff, I never would have started doing if it wasn't for the atmosphere that we created here. So that's why it's super important. I mean, if you want to really have a prime example, I mean, there's people that this is their outlet. This is it for them. Like, this is their day, and that's totally fine. And to some people, this may just be another workout, but to some people, this is it. It's like, so that's why you have to be careful how you're talking on this stuff, because for a lot of people, this is their escape. This is how they escape depression, anxiety, this and that. Not to get too deep, but like, this is real life shit. And you have to put a sense of urgency on it, or like importance on it, because it matters more to other people than it will for you. But moral of the discussion is they started, so that's how they created that escape for them. It's not a, it's day by day you're walking through the door. It's not one day you walk in and you're squatting 700, pulling this, pulling that, you know, and you're like, oh my God, you know, it's day in. It's constantly having, again, that discipline to come in day and day out, to constantly push your boundaries. Maybe I'll leave a few annotations on the screen, like a few outlets, because I'm sure I'm going to look back at the video. I'm going to be like, oh, I should have touched on this. So maybe I'll leave them like on, like, as I'm talking, I'll leave them like on my shoulder. A few ideas that I wanted to say but couldn't hit because I ran off on a tangent. But we'll cap it here, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So hopefully the next video would be, next video is kind of going to be more fitness related, because now that I've had 2 videos that are like, oh, I'm back, the next 2 will be how I'm training, how I'm doing my split, how I'm doing this, how I'm doing that. And it's a perfect timing because I'm jumping back down to 5 days a week, and I'm gonna have to condense my program. So maybe I'll let you guys inside my mind and see what I'm thinking about numbers, this and that, and I'll try to orientate a video around that. So we'll catch you guys in the next one, and be safe.